And we're back with me, Johnny McMurray, on the On the Spot Football Podcast for yet another fantastic guest. As I touched on, a social media phenomenon from Belfast. He's moved over here. He's lit the stage, playing football as a goalkeeper, videoing himself, and he has hundreds of thousands of followers. It's my pleasure to introduce Marty McDevitt. Marty, how are you?
Good. Glad to be here. So from listener to actually being here, so looking forward to it.
Mate, well, thank you so much for coming on. I know we've been in conversation back and forward and probably just to touch on things, but whenever I done the knee, you were probably one of the first people to kind of reach out and help me in terms of actually getting out there, putting the videos out and actually starting podcast too. So
I was good to see you doing it, because not many people do.
No.
Especially you're one of the people that I know of, and I've seen you doing it, and like I always do. I like helping people.
Yeah.
Like, do you mean I sort of built my audience now, and I do feel that I can help others, and yeah, I like doing it.
Just to give people an overview here on what you do, obviously you're a goalkeeper. You're probably playing at a lower level than you want to at the minute. We were probably speaking about this last week. But what is it that you do right now?
I'll come back to these playing lower than I want to be. I'm more than happy playing the level I'm at.
Yeah.
I know I can play higher, but
Yes.
like this level suits me, and I actually enjoy it a lot more. But what I do, so yeah, I pretty much play football, and I just post the highlights of it on social media. Started with TikTok, and then followed by Instagram. Now it's YouTube and Facebook, and yeah, I've done well. It's done well for me. It has been a rocky start. You know, plenty eyes on you, and plenty names you get called.
Comments and stuff
Plenty,
like that.
plenty names you get called. Look at this boy there. But here, I love it. And looking back at it, I'm really glad I've done it.
Yeah. See, getting started in that sort of social media world that you're in at the minute, in terms of the amount of followers that you have, I think we've touched on there. It's 100, maybe 140 to 150,000 people tune in to watch your videos of you diving around, saving shots, letting a few in. Obviously, you don't mean to let them in at the time, but it's crazy to think that that's life now, and that's what people want to see. But it's obviously it's amazing for you, because you're the guy who's able to post these things.
It's it's scary sometimes when you think the amount of people that follow me. Like some videos get serious numbers, and like I have, my audience is probably all in. You're probably talking close to 350,000 when you count all the platforms. It's at the start our stuff, because you know, yes, it's great to post all the highs. Sometimes you sort of question, do you want to put all the lows out there? But I said to myself from the start that I want to be genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And for anybody that would watch my videos, like, there's plenty of mistakes.
Yes.
Plenty of mistakes. Probably my biggest in my whole life actually happened just a few weeks ago, and it was probably the first time ever I was wondering if I can miss it out.
Okay.
But I do think I would sort of, you know, I would lose my authenticity.
Yes.
Even with the people that know me, even with my teammates.
Okay.
Because, do you mean, my defenders sometimes get plenty of slack. So I think it would be not fair me hiding my mistakes, but exposing somebody else. And look, as I said, I want to save them all.
Yeah.
And make plenty of mistakes. And I am amateur goalkeeper at the end of the day, and I play amateur football, and like, I'm not going to be perfect.
What I want to do is, I don't want to get too far ahead, because you've touched on something there that we'll probably reiterate when we get to the end of this sort of podcast. But where did it all begin for you? I know that you touched on you're not actually from Belfast.
No, well, never lived in Belfast, to be fair. I was, spent my most recent years in Crumlin.
Okay.
And I've now moved to Derry. That's where my wife's from, and that's where I have been close to a year now.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm playing in Ballymena Saturday Morning League.
How did it get started for you in terms of being in football? So when you originally came over here, what sparked your interest? Why did you want to become a goalkeeper? Out of, like, it takes a crazy character to be a goalkeeper. I think that goalkeepers are slightly unhinged, if I'm going to be honest. Now, our conversation may seem very well and true, but goalkeepers are usually nuts.
Yeah, now I'll call myself fairly quiet. To be honest with you, I was actually thinking hard what age it was when I started playing football. I think it was about 8 or 9, talking to my mum,
Okay.
trying to refresh the memory. I, like most started outfield, realised that I liked to run, and I got jumping in the nets and loved getting dirty.
Love diving around.
And loved diving around, and yeah, I figured out you get dirty without getting shouted at, plus you don't have to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was good, and yeah, I've never really played on outfield since that. Looking back, playing with my feet is my weakest link.
Okay.
So I wish I maybe had another 2-3 years of playing outfield to help me develop more of that skill. But no, look, I love it.
See when you're growing up and you're obviously a goalkeeper, as we've just touched on there, but did you have much coaching from your side? Was it more self-taught thing? You were just, I'll just jump in nets as a goalkeeper and see how it goes, or was there people who sort of looked after you at a young age and kind of taught you the ins and outs of how to be a goalkeeper? And
no, well, I'm coming 35, so say just over 25 years of being a goalkeeper. I'd say I had 3 years of goalkeeping coaching, and that was probably in my early 20s.
Okay.
Everyone else pretty much self-taught. Don't get me wrong, I had, there was a couple of clubs I had goalkeeping training by people that weren't really fully qualified to do it. So yes, you were getting drills, but nobody ever coached me. The only time I was
more so just smashing the ball at you and hoping that you catch it. Or
the only time I was being coached was at Moyola Park with Stephen McKernan was my goalkeeping coach, and that was pretty best football I ever played that. And when you get, that was the first taste of me having a good relationship with a coach. And it's one of them things one of them people you'll go through a wall for them. And like whenever he left, I felt it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That was pretty my decline as well.
In terms of like getting started in the amateur game, you've touched on there just before we started the podcast that Kieran Caldwell, who is a good friend of mine, was your manager at one stage at Crumlin. I think it was one of the first interactions that we had with each other. I think I accidentally stuttered you at one stage. It happens, apologies. But that's just me being me at that stage trying to win the ball, and you came out of nowhere, if I'm going to be honest. But he was your manager for a while at Crumlin. How did you find your time at Crumlin? And
yeah, he's my manager for 2-3 years. I played for Mulla for quite a few years, and just happened to be myself and my wife, we moved to Crumlin, and you know yourself, there's no better way of meeting new people than football.
No,
and that was the reason why I left Mulla, because like you move in the area, you want to get to know people, and I felt that football is the best way to do it. And I knew a couple of people within the club, and they got me in touch with here, and yeah, that's how it went from there. First game for Kieran was very eventful. I remember away at Isle McGee, half time. I was shocking. That was my first game in amateur league, which is such a tough league.
Yeah.
And I probably opened my eyes how much it means at that level. Because I was coming from Moyola Park. Yes, that's officially the third tier of football. I didn't know amateur league at all at that stage. I was pretty more expecting to be a lower level of football. But I think it was totally opposite. I think amateur league
still very competitive.
It's a very, very strong league.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what I was coming in at, and I think that first game opened my eyes as to how much it means to people within that league.
How much of a difference do you think that league is compared to the third tier? So I know you've touched on Moyola Park there.
Well, I've been out of amateur league now 2-3 years, but say in the years that I played in amateur league, I'd be confident to say that the top 4 clubs in amateur league would be competing probably.
Okay.
Competing, and I don't mean competing at the bottom end. I'd say it'd be very comfortable, at least mid-table.
What do you think is the biggest difference in players at that stage? Like, why would they not want to kick on and go up a league and try and compete in that sort of third division instead of?
I think, I believe it's just how people apply themselves. I think that the quality through it, amateur league is quality.
Yeah.
I think it's at say the third tier, the players probably just give more effort to what they eat and how they look after themselves, where some amateur leagues may be a wee bit more relaxed on that front.
Do you think it's more of like a friendship based thing? Is it more like people get to play in like a team with their friends as such, and it's more of a community aspect than it is going and
No,
No?
I don't think. Well, I personally, I don't think so. I still think amateurs are very competitive.
Yeah.
And players, like players sing from. If you're a good player, they're trying to get you in, no matter where you're from. Or you could be driving from Antrim to far side of Belfast. So no, I do think it's I get lost there.
Oh, you're right. It's a competitive.
It's definitely a very competitive league, but application, I think that's the biggest difference between amateur league and the third tier.
So talk to me about you. So obviously, as we've touched on here, and I personally do think that you could play definitely at a higher level. I've watched you play. I've been at games which you've been involved in, and I always questioned it. I actually had the conversation with you not too long ago about why don't you, but it was quite shocking to me to be like, it's more around the job aspect of it for you. And that must happen a lot for people who can't really commit to being higher because of certain times or football or just pretty much whatever their job entails them to be doing on a Saturday.
My journey in football, it's changed actually before social media started, because when I was in my my early 20s, and as I said, that was probably the best football I've played at. There's two things never went in my favour.
Okay.
One's my height.
Okay.
I'm 5'7", and number two, I was never good to play with my feet. So obviously that was always going to be limiting. However, when I was that age, the goalkeeper playing with their feet wasn't a big thing yet.
Yes.
At the time, my biggest problem was my eyes, and I got to a stage that I lost all confidence in myself because my eyes just went down very, very bad. And I tried contacts, didn't work for me. I've astigmatism, so that means my eyes are shaped of a rugby ball.
Okay.
So anytime putting my contacts in, yes, was great. Any say if
quick movement or
say if I dived, they just moved, and then I could be maybe 15-20 seconds with very blurry vision. So you can't rely on that. I've tried the sports goggles.
Okay. The Edgar Davids.
The Edgar Davids. Probably more like a minion than I look like them, but 100% until it starts to rain.
Yeah.
No use whatsoever. I remember playing for Mula away to Limavady in the rain. I was blowing up the sky and plenty of rain on my lenses, and you need wee window wipers at that stage. I just stood there because I could not tell you where the ball was.
Yeah,
I couldn't see anything. And do you know what I mean? It's for a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
when you lose that, lose the trust in your own eyes, it's not a good place to be. And that's really where my downfall really started.
Okay,
because I said my goalkeeping coach left at the time, my eyes let me down, and I think I felt that was. I just knew football, I wasn't enjoying that as much.
See, in terms of you being there at that stage, obviously you're saying that was your most enjoyable time of football. Everything was sort of in line for you, but at what age were you before you started to realise that your eyes were becoming a hindrance to your performances?
I'd say probably at 25, 26.
Would that be quite early, say, for something like that, the set in for somebody at 25 or 6?
Well, yeah, I suppose everybody's eyes are different, I suppose. I just wasn't, I was never prepared for it.
Right, okay.
I was very late that I actually realised that my eyes were not up to scratch.
Okay, yes.
Do you maybe
you don't see, know.
You see what you see, but you don't know what somebody else sees.
Yes.
And I remember being with somebody at one stage, and I could see them staring at a sign from quite a distance, and they told me that they're reading a sign, and I says, "How could you read that?"
Yeah.
I mean, I knew there was a sign.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you even one letter of it, and that was probably the first sign I realised that my eyes were going bad. Didn't really affect my football at that stage, but just knowing that there's something wrong with my eyes, and I think it maybe focused on it more. And
as you say, football's highly based on confidence.
Especially for a goalkeeper.
Like as you say, your goalkeeper, your eyes are your main thing. Boy, your hands aren't at that stage. So I mean, if you're slowly starting to lose something like that, it must be very daunting for you.
Yeah, I like, do you mean and I love probably like yourself, you're pretty dying to get back out playing with your knee. I was physically fit, but I wasn't enjoying it anymore because I was yeah, I was scared of making a mistake before every game, and I was just down to my eyes, and got to the stage that I just says, you know what, I'm not enjoying it anymore.
Yeah.
Because like I knew what I can do, but I sort of felt my eyes, knock my confidence down much that I knew that I couldn't perform to half of my performance. Whenever I went to Crumlin, I was really disappointed at myself.
Yes.
Like I had a few good games, but I would say I was probably not happy with myself for a good 70% of the games. And do you mean it's not nice when, especially you're coming from a third tier, people have certain expectations. They heard things about you. Like I know myself, I've never delivered. And
yeah. When we move past that sort of side of things, and you've obviously had this sort of slight degeneration in your eyes, you've lost your confidence, you've moved to Crumlin, you feel like you haven't been doing well mentally.
Yep.
Football is obviously very tough on people, especially players and athletes whenever they're at that stage. But how did that affect you?
I think the mostly affected me, like, see, when I went to Crumlin, like I had expectations of myself, and you're coming to a new club, new league, and you wanna make a good.
You want to do well.
You know yourself. If you
want to hit the ground.
If you're off that flyer first few games, people look at you. He's a player. When you do the opposite, no matter what you do, say if you go on the run of 5 games and you're poor from the start, it's hard to get somebody's opinion to change on you. So, and I think I'd done okay my first few games, but at the same time, I knew myself that I was nowhere near to what I could have been. And yeah, do you mean I enjoyed my time in Crumlin, but I don't think I delivered. As I said earlier, I think people probably thought I was better.
Yeah.
And I knew myself that I was better, but at that stage it was just down to confidence.
Yeah.
And deep down, I knew that football just isn't bringing me as much joy, but at the same time, I still wanted that, connection with new people, meet new people. So that's really why I kept it going for as long as I did.
In fairness, though, football is one of the best ways, as you've touched on there, to be a part of like a community. It's so different, and we've touched on the podcast with near enough every guest and how football can galvanise you. It can give you the highest of highs, and obviously, as you've touched on there, some of the lowest of the lows. Do you know what I mean? But at what stage then did you start regaining your confidence back in yourself and beginning to enjoy football again?
I haven't.
No.
No.
Even now.
Even now, and I say I went about a year at Crumlin just with the way I was, contacts, goggles, just to make it be, and got to a stage. I sort of threw my head up. Do you know what I mean? I was just getting worse. Do you know what I mean? That's my, like, obviously I were just getting worse and worse, and threw the head up and decided to go and look about the laser for my eyes. Yeah. My optician always told me, because I have astigmatism, I can't get it done. So you took their word for it, never looked about it. And then got to the stage, that's right, I'm going to go to the people that actually do it, and I'm going to let them tell me, and then at least then I know.
Rule it out 100%.
At least then I can put it to bed. I went, no problem. And I says, well, let's get it done.
Yeah.
I think I've probably booked in 2 months later to get it done. Still hoping that this is going to be my comeback. Do you know what I mean? That I'll get my eyes done. And yeah, so went, got my eyes done, and took a few days to get it going. Vision perfect.
Really?
The hunger never came back.
No,
the hunger never came back. And do you know what I mean? At that stage, I could not blame my eyes anymore.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? That feeling just wasn't there. And I think it's because I wasn't enjoying it that much. I probably wouldn't train well enough. And I nearly felt like I was out of the game for such a long time, even that I wasn't. Yeah. But even when my eyes were up to scratch, then my body wasn't up to scratch.
Yes. You hadn't conditioned yourself to keep yourself ready to play.
So do you mean I probably blamed everything on my eyes, when in reality, yes, my eyes were probably a problem in a way, but I probably let myself go. Like, do you mean I put on better weight? I lost my sharpness. So even I thought I was capable of doing certain things, turned out I actually wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm actually nothing else really to blame, and I realised that
Maybe just football boots. Yeah.
I'm maybe just not nowhere near as good as I used to be.
Yeah.
And it's hard to accept that.
No, it is. Well, mate, I think I'm there with you. I've touched on this before, that even before, I think at Ballymena, that things, even for me, were the exact same. I didn't enjoy it for the last, wouldn't say the last couple of years, but especially whenever you're in football. Even personally for me with Ballymena, like you're turning up every day, you're fighting relegation zones.
Yeah.
Your confidence is low, the team's confidence is low. It's not the same morale in the changing room as you want it to be, or the way it should be. And then football just becomes a hindrance. You have to do it 3 days a week. It's not enjoyable at all, and it can really get you down. Like,
aye, that's. Do you mean I can work in two ways? It can be so good, but at the same time, if you're not performing well,
it kills you.
It kills you. Yeah.
Kill you.
Do you mean, especially if you don't have good people around you, there's people I can see in the background, and if you've people to help you, yes, it's easier, but you're not always trying to show it either.
No, definitely not. And as you say, it's all about the people you have around you. Like, as my dad's here, he comes and watches a podcast every week. But I mean, I was facing a relegation battle every week, and the fella used to phone me at 5:30 and say, "Shout again," and I would say yes, and then he would just hang up on you. And I was like, massive. Every night at 5:30, I was like, God, I'm waiting. I could see the phone ringing. I'm like, I'll answer it, see what happens. But that's the way he is. That's that. He's done that maybe on the good days as well, so he wouldn't change it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, here sometimes you have to be accountable too. But
exactly,
obviously, it's great to give the praise. But
it's all about the praise. But whenever it's bad, you don't want to hear it type thing.
But like it's like not sure what it's like for outfield players. Like when a goalkeeper makes a mistake, nobody has to tell.
No,
nobody has to tell me I've done something back. So I know more than anybody.
Well, I hear. Do you know what? That's a
good or bad.
That's a very good thing that you've brought up there. So, how does that make you feel? Because I know that I'm thinking, like, if Sean O'Neill's my goalkeeper at the time and he drops one in the back of the net, I'm sitting shouting, like, "What are you doing? Catch it, 2 hands," type thing. But sure, I know instantly that it's not his. Like, these things happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you can't prevent it, but at the same time, how does that make you feel as a goalkeeper when you have outfield players shouting and screaming? Because goalkeepers don't do it to their left back or their right back whenever they give the ball away, or do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's a very
I think
individual.
I've actually done a video of it about an hour ago. I'm the stage. It doesn't bother me.
No,
I mean, I don't, like, as I touched earlier on. I made the biggest mistake I've ever made probably 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right.
I've maybe dwelled on it for a few extra seconds that I would normally do, but like here, I've made that many mistakes over my, let's call it, career.
Yeah.
Do you mean you learn to deal with it, and no, it doesn't bother me. But at the same time, do you know what's worse? When you haven't made a mistake, but your players and managers blame you. when in reality you're kind of wondering, like, what?
Yeah.
Do you mean? Like, that has nothing to do with me.
Like a centre half gives the ball away.
Do you know what I mean? That's
1-on-1 chance and you don't save it, but it's your fault. You should have saved it.
That actually annoys me the most, because then I says you don't even know what to say, because you don't even know what you're getting blamed for.
Mm-hmm.
But no, but like personally, I do believe, and that's the difference between top level and maybe people that just haven't made it. And obviously, I'm not talking I've never made it because it simply wasn't good enough. But like, I think for a goalkeeper, if they dwell on it, I don't think it's.
You have to be able to put it to bed.
You have to just put it away and worry about it after the game. For those who dwell on it, I think the performance just gets worse after that. So, but no, I think I don't dwell too much on any mistakes.
Yeah. Well, talk to me. Are you allowed to talk to me about this biggest mistake of your life the last 2 weeks?
Well, I was right there to see. So yeah,
for anyone who hasn't seen it, because I haven't seen it yet. So what happened? Take me through it.
Yeah. So we were playing a Hull Thistle. So we had a fairly tough start of the season with my new team.
Okay.
And I think that was maybe our 5th league game. We haven't won yet. And we were winning 2-1. And the 91st minute, a very simple cross came in. Nobody challenging me. I went to catch it. and I dropped it in my own net.
No way, Butterfingers.
Oh, I see to this day, like, I do know, like, that's the good thing about having the camera. I can look back and see exactly what I done. I do know exactly what I've done now. I'm not 100% sure why I done what I've done, because it's just the way I went to cast the ball. Instead of casting the ball as a goalkeeper would, with a W or a triangle, I tried to catch that ball from the two sides.
Right, okay.
And
did it go through, like hit you in the face or anything?
No, it didn't go through, but see, because the ball came and I tried to just clamp it.
Yeah.
My right hand was off the pace to my left, and I nearly pushed the ball towards the net. That's bad. That's bad. And to be fair, I've heard comments locally that apparently I've done that for views.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I'll take this opportunity to clarify that I would never. Don't think I want to.
Don't want to throw games, especially whenever you're 5 games in.
Put it this way, it's not nice.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to go through the comment sections on their videos, especially on Facebook, I don't think it's something that I enjoyed putting up.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
well, as you touched on, you have to kind of take the rough with the smooth.
Yeah, I pride myself on a raw goalkeeper experience, and do you know what I mean? There's as many lows as there's highs, and like, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to hide from it.
No, and that's the thing. Like, being a goalkeeper is going to be very scrutinised. You're in there by yourself. You're expected to come, collect, demand the box, and do different things with 10, 15. Well, not maybe actually other people around you. Do you know what I mean? Trying to protect the net, trying to attack the net. It's difficult. How do you force your way into positions where you can kind of be able to do that? How can you demand that area? Is there like certain like things that you do to get yourself free from? Because I know personally, like, I would always be in there. I'd be trying to pin the goalkeeper in so that they couldn't move, and you're trying to get out. You have other players trying to help you. Like, how do you find the game, and from a tactical probably point of view, like, do you find that more interesting to you that you're able to do that and analyse yourself? Or
my favourite part of goalkeeping is coming out for crosses, and despite of me being short, I do believe it's one of my strongest points. Maybe not so much now because I'm getting older and heavier.
Yeah.
But take it back 10 years, at 5'7", I don't care who it was against. I would have fancied myself in every high ball, and I would have cut them. I wouldn't just punch them. I would have generally tried to catch as many as I could. Mm-hmm. And to this day, it probably gives me the most enjoyment. See, coming out for a cross under pressure, catching it,
that's a good buzz.
It gives me a good buzz.
Yeah.
I mean, and it simply is my favourite feeling. And yeah, I don't claim as many as I want to.
Yeah,
that's sort of a goal I set myself for this season, to get a lot more than I did last season. Mm-hmm. And I actually like having players around me, because the more players around me, if I get it, the buzz is bigger.
Okay, I get you.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you manage to clean somebody on the way to get there.
You're happy enough.
No, you want to. Do you know what I mean?
You should want to.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously.
Oh, it's a man's sport.
Don't do it on purpose, but I think you get that wee bit of more enjoyment when you went through somebody.
Oh, why? To get
halfway down the road to get it.
Yeah.
But there's great video of me and my defender from last season. And yeah, crossing and big Chris Getty.
Big lad.
Big lad.
Okay.
And I cleaned him.
Yeah.
And I mean cleaned him. And to this day, I don't know how I didn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was concussed for 3 or 4 days after.
Okay.
As I must actually send you a video. But
absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the ball. And
that's you ready.
Yeah.
You're happy.
Obviously, I'm not out there to hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm never out there to injure anybody on purpose, but I'm going for that ball, and that ball is all that matters, and no matter who's in my road, whether it's my defender or opponent.
I would agree. I think that goalkeepers are in every right to go and challenge. I know, like, especially when they're in their box, the only thing I think that personally annoys me is that there may be sometimes too much protection around goalkeepers. I think that some goalkeepers don't want to have that. Probably you having that you probably have a wee bit of aggression there. You probably have a bit of anger. You want to come claim stuff, and you probably don't mind being hit or being moved or being barged into. But I find that goalkeepers now, some of them use it to their advantage, and they go down and 9 times out of 10 it's a free kick, and
Probably
you're
is.
sitting going, God.
Look, I think it's like
Football's changing, though.
all depends on the referee. I mean, that's the way I see it. And it's the same. You have a tackle in the middle of the pitch. Some will give it, some won't.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think. I don't think so. Like I don't believe they get enough protection. Do you mean that's
because you're in the GKU.
maybe? Do you mean I do think that there's a lot of times we believe we should be getting free kicks.
Yes, I
and
would
we're not,
get them.
and then
Yeah.
the other time you get them when you're not expecting it. So I do believe it's just the referee on the day. And
Do you think that you being in the league that you're in, it's a bit more old school? Is it a bit more physical? It's a bit more kick and go, and
definitely.
their tackles are probably a wee bit 1990 style instead of.
Definitely. I do think that the lower you go, the more physical it gets.
Mm-hmm.
And that's number one. Like, do you mean not saying intentionally?
No.
Like, players are slower.
Yes.
They're not. Their timing isn't as good. I'm not saying they're out there to hurt each other, but I think naturally because they're slower, older. Do you know what I mean? And then tackles are just that bit slower, and a bad tackle happens. But it definitely is a lot more physical. And in general, I do think at that level, people.
I would agree.
People probably know they can probably get away with more as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yourself, there's players there that just like to thump somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's their buzz. Do you know what I mean? They're maybe not there to hurt anybody, but they do like just like I said. Make contact when I come into our cross.
No,
you have a player, outfield player that probably has the same thing.
I've made a career off it, I think, running around and tackling people, and people would say that I'm more likely trying to hurt people
in ankles.
Probably have tried to do at certain times, you know what I mean? But most of the times I've tried to be fair. But I agree with you. I think that the game sometimes can be put down as it's a wee bit soft and tackles and stuff, but I like it. I think the football should be. It's a man's sport. In the end of the day, it should be able to.
Like some of the football you see on TV, do you know what I mean? It's something that's laughable sometimes, yes. And their reactions, their reactions are probably the worst.
Absolutely.
Like
when you're rolling around and you're
bring some of them players in the Ballymena Saturday morning league, and to see what tackle
your Messi's in there, see what happens. Pitches are like golf green.
Sometimes you don't even need to be tackled to break your ankle. Just a wee game in mollusk, and you know all about it.
What I want to do is I want to get speaking to you about the social media aspect of football for you, because it is huge. And I'm a big admirer of you. I love watching the videos when they come out. I love seeing how it's done, and probably the questions around it more so, and me being nosy in the end of the day is probably one of the best things about it all, because I don't know how it works and I'm very intrigued. But when did all that sort of start for you? I know you had your eyes done and you were hoping to go back, but did you start filming and clipping after this? Yeah,
so I pretty much I started by luck. Well, not by luck, but I never planned on doing it. So after my eyes, even after the laser, I quit football. Mm-hmm. And I'd say I was out of football probably about 9-10 months.
Okay.
So zero. Went to learn how to play golf.
Nice.
And
how'd that work for you?
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm shit.
Okay, no, that's fair.
I love it.
Like most of us, to be honest.
Do you know what I mean? That's, I actually went out to play first time in 11 months there last week.
Nice.
Loved it. But anyway, so I had the game probably 9-10 months. And Kieran phoned me. I was still signed to Crumlin at that stage. Their goalkeeper got injured, and he asked me would I cover for a couple of weeks. Okay. Then I wasn't doing anything else and needed help.
Yeah, you're just trying to help out at that stage.
No problem helping out.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of knew, do you know what I mean? Play a game or two and that's me done.
Yeah.
And that was probably in around the time the TikTok goalkeeping thing was very fresh. Because I've already seen on TikTok people doing it. And so he asked me to come back. And just happened to be, I had my brother's GoPro in the house.
Okay.
And I kind of says, wonder. I always wanted to do something on social media. Maybe not, never thought of doing that, but always wanted to be involved, run an account of some sort.
Okay.
And then I says, I'll give it a go. Do a bit of crack and keep me busy.
Mm-hmm.
So brought the GoPro out. The looks I got, priceless. Do you know what I mean? Just feels.
It's like foreign to everyone.
Do you know what I mean? I was
especially in
8,
Northern Ireland. I think we're all sort of backwards here anyway at times. So I mean, bringing it
the
out
looks I
forward.
got. But at the same time, I think the boys loved it because then they kind of, and they loved that at the start because they knew the camera was right, so they were all trying.
Trying to
They're all,
suck it in from corners.
They're all probably trying to do a wee bit better.
Yeah.
And yeah, I brought it out for a couple of training sessions just to see. And like I might have got home. Then, do you know what I mean? I never had a footage like that of me play football before.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really enjoyed, I must have sat and watched through the whole training session and like see all the, like obviously I was out of the game for 9-10 months and that was my first time. I thought, geez, I done all right there, 10 months out.
Yeah.
And obviously I was playing a few years later, so I was like, right, bring this GoPro with me to the match.
Okay.
And yeah, well, talking about looks, I'm training for my own team, like talking about looks from the opposition team.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? That's like just, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It's because people, I do stick to what I'm saying here. I think that Northern Ireland is quite backwards in it. Anybody who tries to do something different, initially, they get the bit of it, and then it'll start to filter in where that becomes the normal, and people want to do it, and kids begin to do it, and
So like I remember a brother from my first game, and do you know what I mean? It was like I went home and I looked back at it. I said, that's class. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen that. I've never seen myself playing, like always seen like the odd BBC highlight or a club match highlight.
Well, before you go any further, is this the first time that you're able to like critically analyze yourself? You've got training sessions 2 nights a week, so you're able to video that and look at you making saves, positioning, whatever you're doing.
No,
and then, did you not do that? Did you just...
No, see on that stage, I was past. Yeah, I was past improving. Do you know what I mean? I was really just there.
For the,
like at that stage, do you know what I mean? I had no intention of posting it really. I was videoing myself just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. But then the more TikTok I watch and I see, and do you know, I might give it a go, see what happens. So what I started actually doing, I think I posted a couple of training videos. I think maybe got 2,000 views. I thought just 2,000 views, decent.
Yeah, massive. Yeah.
And then I sort of
really big. That's what I get.
I went through, and I'll tell you the story. Actually, I grew so quick as I did. It's actually, comes back to the Irish League in a way. So I posted a couple of videos, and I started looking for any video highlights I could have found of myself playing for Moyola or any club previously. I think it was mostly Moyola. And do you know what I mean? Back then days there wasn't very much media or cameras about. There's plenty of photographs, but
you want the wee clip. Yeah,
very few clips. And one of the clips, as we played Linfield at Windsor, in the League Cup, hammered that night 8-0.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And so I done just a quick clip of all my saves.
Mm-hmm.
And I've posted that video. I can't remember how long it was, maybe 30 seconds, and obviously made myself look decent. Like,
obviously, you're the star here.
You look at me,
absolutely.
Playing Windsor Park. Do you know what I mean? Big stadium, like
you're the goalkeeper.
Who is this guy?
You see it now. Part of mine was 8-0. No one sees that. As far as you know, you saved 900.
And anyway, posted a video, and do you know what I mean? I didn't know what good or bad was, any views or good views, but how that video blew up was literally Glen men starting calling from Linfield. all the so the Glen men really started. The Glen men have started my TikTok career because they just started writing all the abuse about Linfield under my video.
Right.
And then obviously the Linfield fans, they jump on and they were replying back to all the comments calling the Glens, all the names under the sun, and all you knew, all these comments were just giving my videos more and more views.
Mm-hmm.
And got this stage, like I remember back to this day, like I was at work and I was like, Jesus, this video's 10,000 views here. Do you know what I mean? That was 10,000 views was a big number. And every time I looked, there's maybe extra 3,000-4,000 and all these, like, nobody was commenting about me being a net.
Yeah.
Every comment was just an insult of both clubs. And but that video was probably done maybe my 4th, 5th video maybe I posted, and that's the first video that has done big numbers back
Mm-hmm.
you know, back in them days, 50,000, I think it done maybe first couple of days, and I thought that was a big number for me at that stage. And I actually, off that video, I think that video then went, just kept growing for quite a few days. And I think I can put my first 1,000 followers within a week.
Yeah.
And that's sort of
Insane. Yeah.
that gave me a buzz. I mean, I thought,
absolutely.
like, Steve, for me, 1,000 followers at that time was like, there's 1,000 people that follow me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Like
want
me.
to watch
Do you know what I mean?
your video.
Like,
Yeah.
who am I? Like, do you know what I mean? 1,000 people follow me, and that gave me, and I think that hooked me. And I, like, you get the feeling when you're just logging in every 10 minutes to see how many more views I got. I was, I liked that feeling. And then that's when I decided that, right, I think I'll post
More videos.
more videos. And I think I posted another couple. They've done well. To be fair, Lauren helped me out a good bit too, because we played Lauren Irish Cup 5th round, and I didn't bring my GoPro with me. I was actually benched that game.
Right. Okay.
And just the other keeper got injured, so I actually came on in the first half. Didn't have my GoPro with me. Just, you know what I mean? At that stage, I would never even think about bringing a GoPro and
Running on.
Irish Cup.
Put the top on a half there, and you run on with a camera in your hand. You're like, who the what's he doing?
But I mind reaching out to Lauren at the time and asked them, would they send me my highlights?
Yeah.
And fair play to them, and they did. And do you know what I mean? A couple of decent videos out of that fixture, and that's really how it started. Do you know what I mean? At that stage, I was hooked, and probably still sort of a wee bit, looking about what's he saying behind my back.
Right.
I was still very new, and a lot of people didn't agree with it. Do you know what I mean?
But as you say, it's very new at that stage for anyone to be doing that. But
like, I think I actually didn't challenge myself, because I know myself, a lot of times I want to do something, but I never follow through with it.
No,
And do you know what I mean? And I was weighing up the options. I knew I enjoyed doing it, but I could see that people are just looking at me. Do you know what I mean? And I was like,
it would kind of
very uncomfortable.
Yes, it would put you off in a way where it'd be like, do you know what? It's very easy, but I think that nothing comes well in life if you don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's probably, I shied away from it a lot throughout my life, and I probably would have given up on a lot of things before, on the back of what somebody down the street will think about me.
Yeah.
But then I decided, do you know what? Fuck them. Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
I kind of says,
you can say it louder too. You can't.
So then I said, do you know what? I'll stick with it, and don't get me wrong, I've called someone in the names.
But football gives you a thick skin, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not really going to...
Don't get me wrong, probably it took a while for me to get used to it. Do you know what I mean? There's times at the start, and then you see the comments, and you get called names from people who never met you in your life, and it's when you're new to it, you're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I knew I enjoyed doing the videos, and I was still getting a good buzz, because actually, there was a lot more positivity than there was.
100%.
There
always
I'd say 80% was all positive. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what I mean? I did like that. Yes, there was the odd negative comment. At that stage, I sort of learned how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And see once I got over what somebody else will think about me. That was the turning point for me, because I don't think it took me too long.
No. Well, especially whenever you start to see the success that you're getting from it, and the people, I think like the confidence aspect of posting videos, and I know that Alan obviously posts all the stuff about the podcast, but initially when you go and do something, what I felt, and you've been one of the first people to kind of reach out to me to kind of tell me to keep doing it, that's probably from your own experiences, but it is very daunting. Like, even though I've played in front of big crowds and stuff, it's so different when you put yourself behind a camera.
Yeah.
Like, for anybody who complains about it or has an opinion on it, if you try and set your camera up in front of you and hit record and say 4 or 5 lines, I guarantee you get it wrong about 30 times until you get the right one. Well, it's horrendous.
That's like, well, obviously majority of my content is play football, so I'm not not as much in front of the camera as you would be. Like there's some videos that I am just speaking,
Yes.
and I totally know
difficult.
how hard it is.
Oh god,
That's, do you know what I mean? It's so hard.
it's also like hilariously funny though when you
No.
look back and you're like, I can't get this right.
No, well, I don't find it funny. I get like young DK. He covers all the Irish League games. He would help me out quite a lot.
He's very good too. He
You can ask him. I just make
some of his photography stuff's incredible.
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like see where he videos me, and every 10 seconds I'll say, and then I just know you f***ed it up and this. And I call myself all the names under the sun, but no, it's see once I got over what somebody else thinks about me, and that's key. See if you don't get over that part, like you're wasting your time. And I got over that part, and see once I did, I started posting more and more, and I didn't really care what I posted. It was good, bad. I was just trying to get as many videos out there as possible. I nearly got to the stage and I learned that even a bad comment is a good comment, because that bad comment, yes, it might abuse me, but that pushes my videos up higher up the ranking. Do you know what I mean?
So let's talk about this. How does that work? Because they talk about social media and they talk about interaction and shares and likes and comments and subscribers and all that. So can you explain the viewers and to me, because I don't know much about it all, but how does that work? Sorry. And how does it benefit you going forward with all of your videos?
Well, every platform is different in a way. Like I think the most important for any platform is the watch time. Do you know what I mean? If you have a minute-long video, which that's from 90% of my videos are 60 seconds plus. Like out of that minute, I would hope at the minimum to get 20 seconds of watch time and 20% of people to watch the full video.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my minimum that I.
That's your own expectation.
That's my own expectation, and it's so hard to get it. Do you know what I mean? It's very hard to get people to watch the video for.
Because it's all very much
Do you know
and then
what I mean? And I know myself. Like do you know what I mean? When I use my own phone, and that's even when you come through a video that you think you're interested in, you just something you just click it away anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's so many, like watch time is the most important out of the whole lot, in my opinion. Like I never dwelled that much into, because the algorithm changed. So watch time, that'll be my most important one. And likes, I don't believe likes have a massive impact. For me, comment would be a lot more important than likes. I do believe shares are very important, because if I share that video to you, that gets you onto their platform. So they like people sharing videos, because obviously it gets other people onto their platform. But
and is it beneficial there whenever you share it? So say your recent video goes up and I share it to my story.
Yeah.
Is that beneficial to you?
Yeah.
Because then, is that because people will click into it and then go onto your profile, or is it because if they watch it through me, it helps? Does that help? I don't even know if I'm talking sense here.
I believe it's more because I think the algorithm will just say, "Oh, somebody shared it. Must be a decent video."
Okay.
But at the same time, do you know what I mean? If I have 1,000 people that watch my video in the first 10 minutes, but only one people have shared it, do you know what I mean? That one share doesn't really do anything. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, if you have a good video, people will share it to their friends, and so do you know what I mean? Very early on, like I say, within 2 years of me posting a video, not all the time, but fairly often, I would have a fair idea within the first few hours how this video is going to do over the next 5 to 7 days.
So you can kind of mask now from the amount of videos that you've put out, whether that video is going to be like a hit or whether it's just going to kind of fizzle itself out.
Yeah, like every platform have, like, they give you great analytics of every video, and you can see it very early. And like I know my averages, my minimums. There is the odd video that has terrible analytics and somehow gets big views.
Okay.
Don't ask me why. That's
Just some
just
the
happens.
Yeah.
But you know, like the best thing is see the videos that you expect to do well, never do.
And then the ones that you don't.
See the ones that you're just posting just to get them out. Do you mean that?
I don't expect this podcast to do well, so.
I'm not just.
Hoping it goes good now.
Yeah, I said the algorithm changes all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody will ever understand their algorithm. And as I think I told you before we started recording that, you know, what worked 3 weeks ago doesn't mean it's going to work today.
Mm-hmm. So you in a constant cycle where you have to try and progress your videos. Say, do you have to try and find a solution to get people to click into it, to tune in more? Is there like certain like headlines, like certain things that might grasp somebody's attention? Are these all things that you think about?
You're trying to hook people in from the start. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe take it back maybe a year ago, maybe less. Sometimes you're not lying, but you're putting out a very strong warning at the video that isn't a lie, but sometimes it might have 2 meanings.
Right. Okay.
So it depends what way the viewer interprets that.
Yes, that they might stay.
Like I remember I had a video that we played Abbeyview, and my hook of the video was that I got lobbed from 40 yards.
Okay.
Right. That was the headline of my video. In the match, a ball from 40 yards came. I went to get it. It bounced from me and went over me. But didn't go in the net.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? I never said I conceded from 40 yards.
Yes, I get you.
I said I got loved. You know, being loved means the ball goes over my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so do you know what I mean?
It's being smart.
Yeah.
In a way.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't believe I lied to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said being loved, people automatically assume I've conceded a goal, but I've never said that I did. But obviously, they maybe only watched that video because they wanted to see me concede the goal. Maybe,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Which is horrible, but so good at the same
Do you
time.
know what I mean? And I don't mind that because I know I haven't lied to anybody.
Yes.
There is people, you know, I put myself on it because I'm not going to say I maybe never put a wee lie in the thing. You try to.
Well, it's like clickbait, isn't it? What they say.
Do you mean that?
Yeah.
Like I don't like relying on it because it might work once or twice.
Yes.
And then the third time people will just swipe away because I do like being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
But you know there's various techniques. I think people watch enough of my videos know what they're going to get from them.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
I like to try to adapt. Do you know what I mean? I use 2 cameras in my games, and then I'm thinking, right, how can I improve on that? Can I get one camera that will replace the 2 cameras? Just, you know,
yes.
like you know yourself, if you do the same thing over and over and nothing changes, people get bored. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I do try to implement wee changes. Like I'm trying to implement a new camera in, sort of still trying it out, and yeah, I just want to.
Improve,
improve because, like, do you know what I mean? It does get boring after a while. People watching the same, you know, you're wearing the same kit every game, and a lot of times the video looks the same. You know, I could have 3 games in a row on the same pitch.
Yes, I get you.
Wearing the same kit. Do you know what I mean? Where see if you change up even the camera angle, do you know, it just makes it look different.
Yeah. In terms of that, though, do you think that it's getting stale for you? Do you ever think? Videoing yourself, do you think, oh, I'm worried in case? Like, do you personally be worried, thinking they're not going to like this, or no, you don't care? You're just like, I'm putting it out anyway.
That's that's what I'm putting it out because like, you just never know what's going to happen. Like you might have, and it happened to me. You might have a game that you've done nothing for 89 minutes, and now one thing will happen in that match that'll get 10 million views. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
10 million views is wild.
Do you mean? You know, it could get anything, even a million, but you just never know what's going to happen in the match.
Yeah.
It's
like you try and clamp one in their own net.
Yeah, I wish the camera was off that day. But yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Social media is such an unknown, as you've just touched on there, but it's been incredible for you in a way. I know it's obviously quite daunting to start it initially, but the perseverance that you've kind of continued on, you've continued to do it, you've kind of went against everybody to kind of do these things out of your comfort zone, as we touched on. But how do you feel like social media's been able to benefit you? Your life's obviously changed massively. Like you've like 150,000 people who follow you and subscribe to you and want to watch your videos. That's incredible.
Just keep degrading me. I told you earlier on, it's like 350.
No, but this is I only use Instagram. Facebook doesn't exist for me because I got too much abuse on it back in the day. I had to get that.
That's bro. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not driving flashy cars because social media. You know, people think that I'm living like a king from social media. That's definitely not the case. It's possible to do. Plenty of people do it. Like myself, like I've opportunities from it that I could never even dream of.
Okay.
Like I regularly travel to England to do videos. Like last few months ago, I was in England doing a Premier League goalkeeping session with Southampton goalkeeping coach.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And like that's through my sponsor One Glove, which, do you know, that's another thing. I'm sponsored by the same brand that David Raya sponsored. Yeah, and and that's all.
Well, talk to me about that. That's something that's so different. So how does something like that come around? I know the power of social media is endless these days, but for you to get a sponsorship through a huge company, do you have someone who represents you that tries to find these things? Does somebody just like text you or message you and say we want to do this, or like how does that work?
Well, with One Glove, I've actually messaged them myself.
Okay.
Like I've been following them for a long time, and I have one friend that I knew in person that was with One Glove as their social media creator, but I've spoken to online to a couple of others, and at that stage, like I was unattached to any brand, and I sort of got the feelers out. I can, as you do, even if you're looking to join a club, do you know what I mean? You know somebody, you see.
I need a new club, and
like I was Nick McCarthy, who's like the way I look at him is the god of social media goalkeeping.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And I've been speaking to him fairly often, and then he is their actual full-time employee as a content creator.
Okay.
And I just messaged him. I said, look, you put the feelers out and see if there's any interest, and he came back to me and said, yeah, they'll be more than happy to have a chat with me, and that's really how it went from there. So like I created that opportunity for myself.
Yeah.
Like, do you mean they didn't come looking for me? Maybe would have at a certain point. Like I had at the time, I had offers from 2 or 3 different companies. One of them was actually a company from Spain.
Okay.
Do you mean that's which?
Juma? Is it Juma?
No, that's two.
Are they even Spanish? I don't know.
I think it's 2.5 or so. He called them.
Nice.
And to be fair, I was in fairly advanced talks with them. I think it just got to the stage, like I knew I wanted to be with One Glove. Like that's the brand.
That was you. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like I what they do. I love what they do.
Oh, you believe in what they do.
Do you know what I mean? And this brand, I really wanted to be part of, and that's the only brand that I approached myself.
Yeah, because you wanted to be there.
And do you mean it's the opportunities that they can give me as bring me over to England, the video stuff. And
you done something recently with, is it like it was like a mini bowlers sort of league thing?
Yeah, that was like baller league. So yeah. That was like, to be fair, that was through recommendation, like through Sam Madden, the space tile. So to be fair, he got me into that.
But it's huge, the bowlers league things.
No, that was masked by Messi, like a tournament. The Bowler League is different. To be fair, I was not involved in that. Like some of the One Glove goalkeepers are in it, but that's I say it's just a new level of football.
So crazy.
I'd say it'll take over in the next few years. Mm-hmm. But coming back to One Glove, do you mean looking back that? Do you mean you have David Raya, you have Martin Dubravka, and then you have
Marty McDevitt.
You have Marty McDevitt there. A bald 35-year-old overweight amateur goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean?
But it's not. I don't think it's not personally about that. But I mean, but you, as you touched on there, like you've been able to create this partnership with these people who wanted you to be a part of their brand.
Yeah, incredible. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I am the stage. I can offer companies a lot of value.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's I've over 300,000 followers, subscribers, all in. That's a big marketing pool.
It's crazy.
Do you know what I mean? It's like my very first ever video with One Glove, 86 million views
86
on Instagram. 86 million views.
just on the one platform.
One platform, Instagram.
So you're talking probably over 100 odd million views across your Facebook, Instagram.
Well, I didn't quite, but no, that's 86 million on one platform. Do you know what I mean?
That's insane.
And that was my first ever video with One Glove.
Couldn't have went any better, could it? Like, you
I
think about here, One Glove, this is what I'm bringing to the table. Get the money out.
think I'd be bringing that video up for them.
Absolutely.
And if they want to renew, I'll be right.
You remember this one?
But do you mean? And that, like, the way I always look at it, like, you have David Raya, for example, obviously top 2 Premier League keeper.
Absolutely.
Had them on it. Mm-hmm. Kevin Raya, does Raya bring 86 million people to him in a match? Do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't believe he does. People watch football. You watching football, you're not going to know what gloves he's wearing.
No, well, it's not like the cameras are zooming in on the gloves to say that this is the one glove that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you mean, like, I do believe that social media creators have a bigger pull than a professional player. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that, but like, I do believe for people that, you know, like myself, and there's so many other creators that have decent numbers. I believe that we are a better marketing option for companies than professionals. Yes, that's great to have a professional, to have a brand, have their, you know.
But most professionals, I know he has his own, but obviously he's with One Glove, but he probably has his own other things going on. He's probably not wanting to. His main focus probably isn't One Glove.
Do you know I don't know that. That was a brilliant goalkeeper.
Yes, incredible.
So like, I can't say I know the brand's very close with David, and from the stories I can hear. And
have you been able to meet these sort of players too when you're over there? I know you're obviously you're in different complexes. You're training with different coaches and different things like that. So are these meet and greets probably coming a wee bit more regular than you would?
Like, well, when we meet up, it's mostly for shoots, for making videos. Like, personally, I never got a chance to meet any of the pros.
Okay.
Some have. Like, to be fair, when likes of David Raya comes in, he's not coming to train. He's only brought in for photographs, or, you know, for a product, you know, display. Yeah. Let's be honest, they're not going to bring me to take pictures of me in the gear for the website. So, I know I'm. No, good looking, like, you know.
Yeah, obviously.
Get my hair fixed up, but I don't think I
shiny.
Don't think I make the cut for the website now, but.
But as you say,
but you mean
you're able to offer something.
But that doesn't mean I won't get to meet them in the future.
No, absolutely.
You know, so, like, that's one thing that I find out through doing social media. You don't know what the next phone call is going to be.
Yeah.
And like, and I had opportunities with it, as I said, went to England. I've done a job for Sports Direct.
Okay.
I'm currently in talks with Temu.
Okay. I got this suit off Temu.
Here,
there's some food off 3-piece.
Some job.
Wide leg. The leg drops right down there.
He could put my leg in there.
You could fit you in the bag of him. I had to wear a belt.
But
right?
Do you know what I mean? It's the opportunities that, like, if you told me 2.5 years ago that I'm going to do a video for Sports Direct.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's crazy. And do you know what I mean? And even now, looking back, do you know what I mean? Like, if sometimes I look back on it and it's actually great what I've achieved.
100% it is. Mate.
Like, I do.
There's a lot of people who are in a position where they want to be doing exactly as you're doing. And that's inspiring. Like,
there's no reason they can't. But like, see, for anybody that would want to do it, as I said, see the barrier of worrying of what somebody else will think about them. See until people get through that barrier, they're wasting their time.
Yeah.
And that's see if people get through that. There's no stopping anybody from doing anything.
In terms of like different brands and ideals and negotiating and all this sort of stuff, how, like, as a footballer, like, me personally, I was able to negotiate my own contracts throughout. I think if anybody goes to England and stuff, you need somebody to kind of manage that expectation for you, because money and influences and stuff are obviously a lot higher, a lot different. But how does that work in the world of social media? Are you able to do that yourself? Do you have somebody who like an agent who would guide you, or like
I know I do it all myself. Like I don't. I'm not on a scale that I feel that I would need one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I'm sure there's plenty of social media creators that do, work through an agent. But yeah, do you know what I mean? I don't think I'm nowhere near the level of actually needing one, to be fair. But here,
You might get there.
Well, do you know what I mean? I'm not getting any younger. Like, I was going to say my hair's.
Hey, you never know. Turkey's a big option these days. I think I might go and get full down at the sides here. So if you want to go together, you can get the brand deal.
I think
you can get 2 for 1.
I think Turkey's just way out of my league. I think if nobody contacted me for a free head transplant, I think it's
be surprised.
no hope. You get the teeth done all the same.
You could get everything done.
Now you get your hair, I'll get my teeth.
Oh yeah, 2 for 1. Shout out to anybody who wants to sponsor you and bring me along with you. So I'm all for it. How does it work then going forward? What is your plans for? I wouldn't say what's your next 5 years look like, but going forward, do you have an idea of, have you kind of pre-mapped out what you want to do and how you want to try and evolve yourself and where you want to get to? Like, even followers wise, do you have like mini goals that you set? You want to get to 500k or 1 million in the next X, Y, and Z?
I don't, to be honest with you. And I did thought about it a few months ago about setting myself targets. I just think that social media is just so unpredictable.
Okay, yeah.
And like, do you know what I mean? I'm 35. I've a child. Well, I'm probably not. Well, I'm not going to say the oldest, because I'm probably not. But I'd say I'm one of the oldest social media goalkeepers, and I know quite. I'd say out of UK and Ireland, I probably know 70% of the goalkeepers, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably the only one with a child, for example.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So majority of the other goalkeepers probably aren't even married. So like, I know, like, I have a busy enough family life.
Yeah, your limitations.
I still have a full-time job. Do you know what I mean? That's not to say that I just do videos. I don't. I still have a full-time job. I still have a very busy family life. The social media is nearly the third in line.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I would never put the social media ahead of either of the two, because I need my full-time job. This is a great side hustle, but at the same time,
it mightn't be around forever.
Yeah, it can disappear as quick as it came.
Yeah.
So I always like to keep the social media nearly as a hobby. Do you mean? I don't rely on it at any stage. So that's why I didn't really make any plans, because there's times I might be able to post a video for a week, 2 weeks, because things may be that busy elsewhere. I'm not gonna tell the wife, no, we're not going swimming with my child here, because then you do.
You get 2 videos there.
Don't get me wrong. There's. I try to do most of my videos with my wee ones in bed.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll try maybe squeeze, tell her to keep the wind busy for 5 or 10 minutes. Did I do a wee bit?
Or kick a balls in at you while you're flying about the net?
I know that'll be some content. So yeah, do you mean, like, social media is still like third in line for me, and I do still treat it as a hobby. So setting goals, I don't think it would be realistic for me.
Okay.
Because I don't want to put myself under any pressure doing it.
No, 100%.
Like, I do it because I enjoy doing it. It comes with benefits, but at the same time, like, I have to be realistic. I'm 35. I have been lucky through my life. Never really had any major injuries. I can stop tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I can touch wood, get bad injury, and it's all over.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'd be foolish of me to set goals and expectations. I enjoy doing it, and I just do it week by week.
Yeah.
I have a game, I record it, I edit it, and I post it. And if it disappeared tomorrow, I would be a gap, because I enjoy doing it, and it does take up time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do you mean, I'm not.
There's other things that are.
Yeah. Do you mean?
Important.
Yeah. Do you mean? as I said, my full-time job is my priority over making videos. Yes, making videos is important because I enjoy doing it, and it's part of my life at this stage. But at the same time, I don't rely on it. See with the numbers that when I said that I did think about setting numbers, I am way behind. Do you know what I mean? Like my Instagram, for example, just came to slow down a lot, and when you go through them gaps, it can be frustrating. But also, I think that's why setting goals. It's just
there's no point.
There's no point, because I can have a video that will get 10 million views, and my next 20 videos might get 100,000.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it all depends what the viewers want to watch, and obviously if they like the video gets pushed more and I get more followers. But everybody's different. Everybody likes different things.
Does that little aspect of the social media side of things frustrate you and annoy you, that like not all, like if you're in it and you're posting and you get this massive hit where you're like, whoa, I'm viral, I'm out there and everyone's seeing it and your followers are going through the roof, and then your next video you're sitting going, right, boom, same again, and then it's nowhere close. Do you take a hit then and be like, what's it like?
Oh, fuck, hateful.
Is it?
It's, do you know what I mean? You get used to this certain baseline.
Right, okay.
And you like to be entering that baseline. Obviously, that time you get a big hitter. But see, when your baseline is way down and the big hitters' videos are nowhere to be seen, it can be very frustrating. Because as I said, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It does take a lot of time to do it from start to finish. And I've learned that happens all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I had a stage last year, at the start of last year, and I said for a period of 2 months, I could have posted a video of a clear sky, I would have got 3 million views. Do you know what I mean? That's how I felt. Literally every video I posted for a few weeks, I was just, I wasn't hundreds or thousands, it was millions views every video. And see, when you get used to that, and and them numbers start to drop, I'm not gonna say you can be in a dark place, because do you know what I mean? I don't take it that seriously.
Yes.
But it does get very frustrating, because you're spending so many hours doing that video.
You're cutting it, you're videoing it, you're cutting it, you're editing it, and then you're posting it, and
that gets 2,000 views, and then cursing the world.
Don't put out 2,000 views off.
So like, see, 2 years ago, if I got 50,000 views, that was probably decent. If I don't get 50,000 views in the first 3 hours, I'd probably delete it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So obviously your expectations rise with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you've seen success for so long. Yes.
But I said, I have it in my head that if my video doesn't get 100,000 in a week, I don't delete it, but I want to delete it. Do you know what I mean? That's like, it's gonna sound wrong, because it's like, I feel that if my videos doesn't get 100,000 views, it doesn't. I don't feel embarrassed, but no. I do believe it looks bad on my profile.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
And do you have to think about stuff that side too, where it'd be like, if somebody comes onto your profile and sees that there's 87 million and then 34 million and then 100,000, is it just out of personal preference, you're like, that 100,000 really irritating me and I'd just rather not be there?
Everybody's different, I suppose, but I think the views are that irregular that you can't you can't predict what the video is going to be.
Yeah.
Like, from the research I've done, apparently it's bad to delete your videos.
Okay.
Whether there's truth in it or not, I don't know. At the same time, I don't want to take a chance, so I don't delete them. But there's quite a few videos there that I just wish never posted.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But yeah, sometimes I do think it just doesn't look good in the profile, because you have a million, 2 million, 500,000, 200,000, 20,000.
Yeah.
Do you mean not 20,000 sticks out?
Yeah.
But it's going back to being real. Do you know what I mean? That's why, as much as I want to delete it, I keep it there.
100%.
And I'll tell you, I've actually have a video at the minute. I posted in July, and hasn't got massive numbers. Got over 100,000 views. It's a 12-second long video, and see within the last 4 days, I'd say that video got about 500 comments.
Right.
And I do not know why. Somebody must have shared it to a certain platform. As like a funny mockery. Well, not mockery. It's pretty much a video of me
just messing around.
Messing around. It's pretty much guess the goalkeeper. When I'm letting in 3 set goals. It's like it's not clickbait, but it's you want people to comment on that video.
Right, okay.
And do you know what I mean? You can see around the world of football who the goalkeepers are that are in the spotlight for letting in goals like that. But for some reason, that video had been very slow for last 2-3 months, and then last 4 days, this video's 500 comments in 4 or 5 days. Do you know what I mean? And I don't understand why. So do you know what I mean? Just never know what video will get brought up.
Social media is a complex being, isn't it? It's very different than what we're all used to anyway. So.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I want to touch on here before we wrap this up, and the social media side, mate, I do really appreciate you coming on, because it's something that's completely unknown to me. And to get you on in the position that you're in is an incredible insight. But going forward for your social media and you being a goalkeeper, do you look at coaching? Do you look at going into potentially doing anything in football that doesn't, I mean, the social media aside at this stage, but like in terms of being like a goalkeeping coach or doing your qualifications or doing anything like that, does that interest you at the end of the day, or would you, once you're done, you're done?
I can't see me coaching.
No.
I just don't think I have it in me. I don't think I know enough, but even though I've been a goalkeeper all my life, I don't think I know enough about it to pass it on.
Okay.
I just don't think it's me. I've done my level 1 a few years back, and do you know what I mean? Because I thought about doing it, done it, realised it's not for me. I think, like, I will definitely not really do anything while I'm still playing and creating content. I do think I will possibly go into like a mentoring role on social media, help people to start up their social media channels.
Okay, I get you.
Because I do think, do you know what I mean, I have good experience with it.
Mm-hmm.
Started from scratch by myself, and I do think I have knowledge and insight that I can help people to do great things.
Yeah.
And so that's possibly something I will look at. Well, do you know what I mean? I'm hoping maybe another 5 years or maybe.
Hoping it continues on.
Do you know what I mean?
Like the foreseeable, right?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, assuming I stay fit, like,
there's always ideas, and I have an idea, and we're going to brainstorm right after this, but we can't let anybody know.
I know.
And it's class.
Right.
So you could definitely be in it for the next couple of years.
We'll never know.
But you just have to put up with me in the meantime.
So as I said, I'm hoping hopefully get to my 40s playing, maybe longer. So do you know what I mean? There's no point me making plans because don't know what's going to be around the corner. But if I was to do anything coaching, I would probably be more social media based rather than football based.
Yeah.
I do get asked a lot. Like, I do get a lot of messages, and a lot of them are coaching because, you know, young, like, a lot of my audience is young, and the parents probably would want to, but like, do you know what I mean? I don't believe I could do a good enough job coaching, and it's not something I would be comfortable doing.
No.
Yes, I could probably make money on it, but that's, do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be me. Do you know what I mean? There's no, I'm not gonna try and make a career of something that I don't know enough about.
Yeah, fair. Well, listen, thank you, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. I do apologise for torturing you over the last couple of months to get you on, but no, and as I say, it's something that's thoroughly interested me for a long, long time, and to see you do so well, it's a pleasure, and I'm sure that you're inspiring so many kids to pick up the GoPro and put it in the back of the net. So, thank you so much. We finish on hugs.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to that. That's why I'm here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I had a good sword there before I came in. Always keep it in the fire. Oh. Join us next week on the On the Spot Football Podcast for yet another fabulous guest. I'm actually not too sure what it is. Alan hasn't let me know, and he's making me close this up very quickly. So I will see you all next week.